Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is gonna start with a bit different intro than the previous ones because I feel like I can't really put up this type of light content without actually addressing of what is happening in the world right now. I took a couple of weeks break from filming videos, so the ones that you have seen coming up have been pre-filmed over a week before the attack to Ukraine happened and started. So now the attack has been going on for 7 days, and I was really struggling to see if I actually have the energy to put up this type of light content, because actually witnessing a war happening in Europe, it's terrifying, it's heartbreaking, and it definitely puts things into perspective. And I've just kind of been feeling that this type of light content really feels meaningless, and actually talking about luxury stuff while watching the news and kind of knowing what is happening, I wasn't sure if it felt right or not. But at the same time, I do firmly believe that for all of our mental well-being, also for the people who are directly affected by the war right now, we all need a break from those news. We all need a mental distraction, some lighter topics that we can maybe, even for a while, just to kind of look at them and try not to think of what is happening. And that's the reason why I decided to film, that maybe, hopefully, these videos could still bring some entertainment, but also if there is someone who actually needs mental distraction of what is happening in the world right now, that this could maybe be one place for that. If you feel like this is not the appropriate time and place to produce this type of content, I totally understand that, and feel free to not watch if you feel that this is too shallow, because in perspective it is. But for some, it might actually be a good thing to have something to distract their minds of what is happening right now. I wish all of you to stay safe, stay healthy, but more importantly, stay together. Today's video is gonna be a bit different compared to my other videos, because this is gonna be a comparison between an authentic luxury item to an actual fake. I have managed to get a hold of a fake Hermès Clic H bracelet. I'm not gonna be sharing where it is bought or how I got it. In general, I didn't buy it myself, but I just got a hold of it because I don't support the fake industry or want to promote places where those could be purchased. But I still feel like, because I got it in my hands and I managed to look at it, having an authentic Hermès Clic H bracelet, I thought it actually is quite interesting to have a look together what the differences are, or are there any, and what you could maybe have a look at if you are buying the bracelet pre-owned, or like from places where it's not an Hermès boutique, or that you don't have 100% clarity if it is authentic or not. Maybe this could give you some kind of glimpse of what the differences could be, but also that how scary it is, how similar they look. I have filmed close-ups of both of the bracelets. So this is my authentic Hermès Clic H bracelet in white enamel with rose gold hardware. And this is in the size GM. So this is the bigger size of the two sizes that this bracelet comes in. I have had this now for 2.5 years, I think. Yes, and I got this as a present from my husband from an Hermès boutique. So it's like 100% authentic, no need to question for that. The mechanism on this bracelet is, or basically how you open and close it, is that you press the sides together and then you turn on the H and then it opens like that. And then you can slip it on your wrist, push the sides again to each other, and then slide the H, and then it's on the wrist basically. The lock feels very sturdy. At least on my own experience, I haven't really felt any scare of that this would open by itself, but also at the same time, it is easy to operate with one hand when you're opening and closing the bracelet. And this is just, I love the bracelet. I wanted it before I got it for many, many years, but at the same time, I felt that putting that type of money on a bracelet was a lot. If you actually could put that money on a bag or something. So I just couldn't put the money on the bracelet, but I still wanted it, and I started to look at it on the pre-owned websites at some point, thinking that I might be able to save some money. But then, yeah, my husband had maybe listened to me for long enough time, and then he wanted to buy this for me for a birthday present some years ago. And I love it. When I got this, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I have one, and now I'm starting to feel like, oh, and another one. So it's scary path. But yeah, so this is the authentic side of the video. Next, this is the fake bracelet that claims to be Hermès. So it actually has the word Hermès on the bracelet. You will see from the videos, from the close-ups, where it actually is. The coloring, like, I have no idea. It's a fake one. I don't think it even tries to imitate any Hermès color in particular. I might be wrong though. And it has like silver colored or steel colored hardware on it. This, from like size perspective, this is smaller than mine, so the GM size. So maybe this is trying to imitate the PM. I'm not sure because I don't have the PM size. The mechanism in this is exactly the same. So you push the sides together and then you twist the H. But already with the lock itself, this is a lot more stiff than the authentic one. But it has the same mechanism. And then one thing that I noticed right away is with the closer. So there is this pointy thing coming from this side of the lock, and then you are supposed to attach it to the hole on this side, and they do not match. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but when you put them together, they don't go directly. It goes a bit off. So you actually need to use force to make the parts meet, and then you can close it again. So from Hermès, you absolutely should expect the lock to be seamless and flawless, that the parts go like exactly towards each other, and not like a bit off where you need to not force it, but you need to use some force to actually make them meet. So that's like the first thing about the bracelet. But in general, like if I'm looking at it in my hand, from the outer side of the bracelet, it looks the same. The leather, the H on the lock, it has also curves, and it is like, it looks very, very similar compared to the authentic one. I think the biggest differences that I at least see are on the inside. If we are now excluding that the lock actually doesn't meet right in the middle, because that's a big no-no. But from the kind of exterior point of view, looking at the engravings on the inside of the bracelet where it says Hermès, and then there is this code of ST and 4 numbers, made in France, and then a symbol. So especially the word Hermès with the apostrophe, I think, is that what it's called? But basically, I'm gonna call it apostrophe. I might be wrong in this, but that looks different. So in the authentic one, the sign is basically attached to the second E on Hermès, versus with the fake one, it is clearly above it. And there is like a big thing always with fakes to look at the fonts, because they might be different, but in this one it's very clear. Also the made in France, and under it there is some kind of symbol. In the fake one, it's really hard to read. It is a very small one, but it's really hard to read. On the authentic one, it is more clear. I would say those are the biggest visible differences when it comes to this bracelet. One other thing is how much, I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna show this to you now, but when the bracelets are closed with this hinge over here, on the inside there is some space, like it is not completely closed in a way, like there is some space in between, but on the fake one they go like exactly next to each other. So that I feel like might be more difficult to notice. Maybe on the other side it's more visible, but that might be more difficult to notice if you don't know what an authentic one should look like, that how much like space there is in between. But this is like more combined in a way, the fake one at least. And then if we open the locks, this side where the edge is not attached, the engravings or the holes that have been made to this one, they look different. So all in all, like from the exterior point of view, there definitely are differences. They do not look identical, but I do still feel like it is scary how similar the fake looks like compared to the authentic one. And considering that the fake one has been bought from like an online store, let's put it like that. So that's just like really scary thing for me to consider. That colorway might not be an authentic one and an authentic Hermès color, where someone might actually even spot that that's not real. But I would imagine that there are many more people who does recognize this as an Hermès bracelet, but they don't really know what the engravings and how big area on the back side the hardware is supposed to cover. Like they don't know that. They don't know all the colors from Hermès. They might recognize this as an Hermès bracelet, but how would they know that this is not, if they are not like Hermès customers or they don't have this themselves or something like that. So from my perspective, that would absolutely go through. It would be believable to kind of put as Hermès. And that's really scary. I did also make an experiment of my own. So I took our kitchen scale and weight, and had a look at the weight on both of these bracelets to see if there would actually be any difference. And because I do not own the Clic H bracelet in the PM size, so as mentioned, this is the GM, this is the bigger one of the two, I don't know how much less the PM might weight. I would imagine that there is some kind of difference because it is smaller than this, so there's like less material, but I might be wrong. Anyway, this is smaller size than this one, and this weighed 1 gram more. So yet again, like, that is such a small difference. If I have them on my hands like this, I don't, like, there is no difference. I can't measure 1 gram's difference in weight. So it's not like this is super flimsy or super heavy compared to this one. But yeah, that was just like for my own personal enjoyment to weigh on the bracelets itself. I don't think that is like the way to authenticate anything, because when you're on the street, you have no idea what things weigh. Anyway, but that was just, I wanted to see if there is a difference. But all in all, I feel like the whole fake industry, it's scary how close of copies they are able to produce, like actual imitations of the authentic versions. And it really makes me feel that I need to be like extra careful when I'm purchasing stuff pre-owned. And I definitely need to do my own research, my own due diligence. I need to know what I'm doing, and not just like randomly buying stuff, because these type of fake items are out there. And yeah, I guess there are different laws and regulations in each country. For instance, where I live, it is illegal to sell replicas and fake products, but it's not illegal to buy them. So yeah, I guess the idea is that the blame is not on an individual consumer from the legal point of view, but it's more from the business perspective, that the law doesn't support fake and replica industry, so they won't allow businesses to sell them. But that's also a bit scary, and I know that there are some differences in the laws, but in general, it's scary. That was it for this video. Have you encountered anything with fake products before? It doesn't need to be the bracelet, it can be anything. How did you notice that it is a fake? It would be super interesting to continue the discussion down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.